PHP Ladies, another exciting newsletter. We get to hear from another amazing woman. We have Neveen Bousi with us. Neveen, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. By the way, it's such an honor to be on this call today. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. My name is Neveen Bousi. I'm an executive marketing director with PHP, and Sheena, I'm so excited to be interviewing with you.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I have so many questions going to ask because I ask you a lot of questions privately, but I think
yes.
a lot of people by it. Why don't we start off with this? Tell us how you grew up. What were you like as a child that people normally wouldn't even know about? And then some fun fact about you when you grew up.
Yes, so I have a Lebanese background. I was born and raised in Dearborn, Michigan. I moved to Florida when I was in about 7th grade. In high school, it was kind of new to me, the whole area. So I was a little shy and reserved, but I was very, very into fitness. So for that, I was just, trying to find my way. And fun fact people don't know about me is while I was finding my way, I actually got into bodybuilding. And that sparked a complete whole different energy of competition in me. And now it applies perfectly in the business.
Listen, I saw some pictures and I was like, I'm glad you're my friend because I can ask you a bunch of questions.
Yes.
I think a lot of women love the idea of getting into shape, but sometimes it's like, what do I do to start? What made you start to get in shape? What motivated you? What are some of the things and the tips that you can teach women who do want to get in shape?
Yeah, I really think it's discipline. And, once you do something for so many days or for however long you try it, you end up getting used to it, right? And then once you do it for a week or 2 weeks and you start to see your body change, you just start becoming obsessed with the change, right? So if you apply it to this business, right? Because I was like prepping my food and I was like, oh, wow, there's like a new cut here. And oh, this is so cool. And you just start becoming obsessed, right? So when you do it in this business and you start to win a little bit and a little bit more, you only have to win from there on. So in fitness, it's a lot of discipline and it's a lot of keep doing at the same thing and getting better at it every single day.
Okay, let's go into that because it's very similar to applying the same principles doing this business. Now, you're married, your husband's incredible at this business. I love seeing you guys together. Can you kind of walk us through, one, how you two met, and then how you got brought into the business? Because I know when I first met you, you were pregnant. And then all of a sudden, boom, you guys exploded. So I would love to know a little bit more background on how you and Haas got into this industry, got into our company, and what made you decide to get into it.
Yes, that's a really great question. So Haas was also from the bodybuilding background. And what's crazy is that when we met, we didn't know that about each other, but we both came from the same hometown. So we had mutual friends and we were both on Instagram, and I was traveling. I was in Aspen, Colorado, and I had like 6 huskies in front of me and I was dog sledding. It's a sick picture, by the way. So I posted that on my story, and Haas, nowadays we call it, he slid in the DM. So Haas in the DM, and he's like, wow, that's sick. And I'm like, oh my God, Haas Bousi just messaged me. This is crazy. I'm like telling my friends. And then a month later, I followed up with him because he posted a photo with him and his nephew. And I was like, so cute. And he's like, well, which one? And then the rest is history from there. We got married super fast. We got married in 6 months. He moved out to Florida. He got into the financial services industry. And coming into PHP, I was invited to a big event. So I had to request the days off work, and I went with him to a big event, and I was like 8 weeks pregnant. And I really remember specifically seeing Ceci on stage. She was wearing a red dress and she was pregnant. And I saw her and Rodolfo working alongside each other, and they're making $1 million, and the PHP energy is just crazy. Everyone's screaming, everyone's so excited. There's recognition, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. This is amazing. I told Haas, I said, why didn't you ask me if I wanted to work with you? He's like, well, that's why I brought you.
Now, this is the first time you've ever gotten involved with Haas is when you came into PHP. And you said the same thing that I even saw when I saw Ceci on stage. It just made me see a version of myself. So here you are now building a business. You guys are doing incredibly well. And I want you to give some tips and advice for other wives, other women out there. Where do they start with identifying their role, especially alongside their spouse?
Yeah, and I think that's huge because I come from a restaurant background. What I did before PHP, I was a GM for Hillstone Restaurant Group, and I was running multiple different locations. So what I knew was very structural. I knew following the rules. I knew avocados. I knew tomatoes. So there was a little bit of fear coming into the financial services industry. But what I'm most proud of is that I studied the business. I was very coachable. I watched all the videos. I took a lot of notes. I practiced, and I had to fail forward, right? I allowed myself to fail and maybe be bad at things a couple times, and then you start to master it. Sheena, I've learned so much from you with field trainings. I already did 4 today. We closed 2. So, you just have to be very coachable, and you have to watch the people that are teaching in PHP. You are learning from multimillionaires. You're learning from so many people. And I think being coachable and allowing yourself patience to learn is huge, because now I'm doing field trainings, I'm doing fast starts, I'm doing RIs, and I just think it's really amazing, and just looking back and seeing how I was in the beginning.
So Neveen, I really want you to give people an insight into how the PHP Ladies community is really the culture of it. Like, how would you define it for people on the outside to really understand us?
Yeah, so I remember my very first event, and it was in Kentucky. And I saw a group of beautiful ladies sitting at a table, and I had no idea who they were, how much money they made. I really knew nothing, and I was like, oh, there's an open seat there. So I went and sat at the table, and little did I know I was sitting with the president of the company and the entire FAB. And I was able to ask them questions, and they were so welcoming. They answered every concern I had, and at that moment on, I knew I wanted to be a part of something with them. And in the PHP community now, I have mothers and wives and all different kinds of people that I can go to and ask for anything, and they're all aligned, and we're all fighting towards the same thing, right? So I can call Ceci for, hey, what do you think I should do with my son? I actually sent her a photo of Malik going to school because we are so close with each other now. I even, I text Jen about dentists to send my son to. It's such a tight community. And I'm so grateful to be a part of women like this, because, you have to surround yourself with people that you aspire to be like, right? And for me, that was it. I knew I wanted to do something bigger, and this just made perfect sense to me.
I could not agree with you more. That's exactly what made me fall in love with PHP. I wanted to know that I'm gonna have friends, not just in business, but friends for the rest of my life. So I love hearing that. I will say the best part about this company that I felt so comfortable with is that my husband wasn't training me, because we're so opposite. So I said, well, why can't I not just reach out to other women that are like me, my same situation? So that's where Ceci Marlene came in. Yep. And now here you are having a team in and of itself. I would love to see the excitement that you have now building a team and transferring the skills that you learned, everything you've gone through. Tell us about that experience now that you've already been through it, and now you're going to teach people how to go through it as well.
Yeah, I think seeing other people's dreams become a reality that you've helped shape is second to none. And I know that the experience I felt coming into PHP, and the warmth and the welcoming and the leadership and the influence and everything I've received, now I want to do that for so many more people. And for the newest person here, these are the best years of your life, and it's just going to be the best journey. And all the ladies on our team are about to do huge things. I'm so excited for them. The GOW ladies are going to step up, and for me, that's how I want to celebrate, with them winning around me.
Oh yeah, I've seen you guys do a lot of events where you bring all the women around, and you guys are very big on speaking morals and principles and values. And now you have a baby boy. He's so gorgeous. Tell me what it's like to be able to build a business alongside your husband. You're also a mom, and you're also a boss in and of itself. And I think for a lot of women, they don't think they can have it all, but we're really redefining that model. Can you tell everybody really what that's like to be able to be a mother in this business, to be a boss in this business, but also be an incredible wife to your husband?
Yeah, to me, it's simple. I think I've grown up on not making any excuses. My mother raised me that way. It's like, if you want it, you're going to have it, right? So there's no excuses there. But, for me, I stay childlike, right? With my husband, I stay childlike. It's just like it always was in the beginning. In the business, you have to stay childlike, because our business is a lot of vision and dream, and it's things that you want, and you have to make them become a reality. And that's what children do. So we love to have a very strong culture on our team, and we love to have a lot of fun. And I'm so grateful that my son gets to grow up around such amazing leaders, and he's going to have an opportunity that we were never given when we were his age.
And by the way, so I picked your brain about this a couple of times, because when you start building a business, especially as you have kids and you're getting older and as time goes on, you need energy. You need energy. I'm curious to know, what is your workout routine? I just want to know, what does the day in the life of Neveen look like when it comes to working out, eating, and then working in appointments? Like, I want to know, do you do the cardio? Do you do sprints? Do you do the walking? What supplements do you like to take? What no matter what? Give us some tips. Give the ladies some tips on this one.
So I've tried so many things. I've tried to do the 5 a.m. club. That wasn't really for me. I felt like throughout half the day, I was like in a bad mood. I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. So now, I joined a really great gym where it has a place I can get ready. So my routine now is I drop my son off to school. I go to the gym. I start with like 5 minutes of cardio. I'll do like fun, high intensity interval training routines. I love to do classes and group training because I can tie in recruiting to that as well. So I love to meet new people. And I'll have a protein shake and that'll be ready, but I joined the best gym possible. It's called Lifetime Fitness. They have a pool, they have everything. And I for me, it's like, okay, this is my identity. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to run a great business. And I really just don't have excuses. I have my meals ready. I prep every Sunday night for the next 3 days. I also have to prep Haas's meals, so he's energized. Working in business with your husband, it's very important that he's happy and he's taken care of.
So as you were starting to build alongside your husband, did you guys ever have any friction? And if you did have friction, how did you guys learn how to work together? Because most couples throughout their life, they leave the door and they're separate, but now, boom, we're working side by side together. But I do believe it works really well. So tell me about that experience and what you've learned.
There's nothing like working with your husband and winning with your husband. I come from corporate. So before, I used to have Sundays off with Haas, and Monday through Saturday was like, okay, how was your day? It was great. I didn't really know what he was doing. He didn't really care to know what I was doing. So then when we joined PHP, I think I picked your brain. I picked Marlene's brain. I picked Ceci's brain. I picked everyone's brain about how to work with my husband, because there was some, I would say, growing pains maybe in the beginning. But it's your approach with everything. I think you also need to understand how men work, right? Like in the beginning, I come from corporate. I was a GM, so I had like a boss, like, oh, well, why is this like this? Or why is this like that? Versus
we're all guilty. We're all guilty of it.
And then it's like defense. She's coming at me. She's telling me what to do. And then I learned, well, hey, babe, what do you think about this? And that's a better way to approach it. So we really learned how to work together, and we defined each other's roles. In the beginning, I didn't know what I was good at, so I was trying to be good at everything. And then when we define each other's roles, and I do field trainings and fast starts, and Haas loves, to do the trainings and the recruiting and all of those kinds of things. So once we found our way, it was like we were dancing with each other, and there was no like shuffling anymore. It's like,
ladies out there, it's called trial and error. So it's okay. You're gonna make mistakes as you go, but I promise you're gonna get better at it. It's supposed to happen this way. And it definitely works. I will say, I'm the closest I've ever been to my husband because of this culture. And we never have nothing to talk about, which is so exciting. And now for you, you're being featured on the PHP Ladies newsletters. How does that feel? And what's the future for you and Haas in this business?
It's truly an honor. I was like jumping up and down. I was like screaming yesterday. I was so excited. It's an honor because looking back 2 years ago, I would have never thought I would be in this position, doing such a thing like this so fast. But when you're learning and you're growing, PHP teaches you how to have more confidence. It teaches you how to be a better mother, a better spouse, a better daughter, a business owner, all of it. So, if you're watching this and you just got started, this is possible for anybody. And if you're really focused on becoming the best version of yourself, anything is possible.
I love it. I love it. Well, Neveen, you're definitely a role model to me. I love being in business with you. It's always fun talking to you because I learned so much on the energy side, but also to see what you guys have been doing. It's only the beginning for this. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you got some great tips and advice from Neveen. I hope that you continue to bring more people into our community, because what we're doing is really special. Instilling morals and principles and values. The family unit is very strong here, and you can have fun at the same time. So with that being said, guys, have an incredible rest of your day, and we'll see you guys for the next PHP Ladies newsletter.